Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Victoria and today we have a pick a card that will hopefully help us learn how to deal with rejection. So all of us have gotten rejected in some way, somehow, at least a few times in our lives. It's normal, it happens. What also happens is, though, that we start to become scared of rejection, and that can become quite a big problem sometimes. So now, hopefully, we can learn how to properly deal with rejection so we don't have to be scared of it and we can just do what we feel. And, if you get rejected, it happens. You deal with it. So, yes, I initially thought this would be more of a single message kind of video that everyone can watch, but it came through as a pick a card. So I guess each of us has different ways to deal with rejection, which is interesting. And it completely, I guess, normal because all of us are different, so we deal with different things in a different way. Yeah, so we have 3 groups today. We have the crocus with group number 1. Group number 2 has this apple card, and group number 3 has the ragwort. So take your time if you want, pause and see which card draws you in the most so you can go to your part of the video. I'll give you some time and I'll see you in your group. Hello, group number 1. You guys picked the crocus, and to those of you familiar with the tarot, seeing this sword here will probably let you know already maybe what I'm gonna tell you. Your way of dealing with rejection involves speaking, communicating. So if you happen to get rejected, talking about it and asking why you got rejected, seeing the other person's opinion might actually help you more than hinder you, because in that way you can get in your own opinion of what happened and also receive their opinion and see why maybe you have gotten rejected and tell them what you think about that. But also dealing with rejection after it happens, talking to someone about it, not letting it weigh you down. Some people are so embarrassed of being rejected, and I don't blame anyone who's embarrassed of it. I've been there. It's embarrassing sometimes to be rejected for some things. You think, oh, I'm good enough, or of course this will work out for me, but then it doesn't. You get rejected and it feels like the world is falling apart. So you don't want to share it with anyone. You want to keep it inside and not tell anyone, because what if they judge you and they laugh at you that you got rejected in this kind of way? But the truth is that what will help you the most is letting it out. And also what I'm feeling is like, kind of, if you do have a problem with talking about the times you've been rejected, playing it a bit off as a joke might really help you. And looking at it more as in a funny way, in a joke kind of way, not taking things so seriously, because it kind of feels like, I feel the serious energy from you, that it feels like you take things way too seriously. And usually people that take things seriously, when they're told that they do, they kind of deny it. So if you're thinking, no, I don't right now, I'm here to tell you that it's normal to be in denial about it. You just need to allow yourself to be honest with yourself and be honest with others. Whatever happens, be honest with others as well, because honesty is one of the purest things that we have. I don't know why that's coming through, but it really is. Being honest is so important, because people who have something to hide also don't trust others. But if you're honest, that means you'll have an easier time trusting as well. And I'm not saying you should go and trust every single person, but sometimes it's good to just trust, and trust in the universe, of course. Let's see what kind of tarot came through for you as well. So we have the Two of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Devil, that I did not turn it around, okay, the Star, and the Hierophant. Interestingly, we got the Knight of Swords, another sword, so confirming here that the mind, it's all in your mindset and in talking about it. And with the Two of Cups, I can definitely see that one-on-one conversation where you need to talk about it. You need to talk about your experiences of being rejected, because it is the only way for you to release it and to cope and deal with it. And when you're sharing it with someone that loves you and accepts you, you won't feel as bad about being rejected, and they might share stories about how they were rejected as well. Now, here we could also be talking about being rejected on dates, let's say, or just being rejected when you are with someone. And with the Knight of Swords and the Devil, I do feel a bit of an energy of rushing into things. So not rushing into things is going to be very important, and not having expectations about things, because sometimes rushing, for example, I'm going to go with the relationship example, but of course you can apply this to other things too. Rushing into a relationship, or trying to rush a relationship when the other person isn't ready, and also not communicating enough with them during that time, just leads to you having expectations that are inevitably going to be your downfall. And I feel like you also rush to think the worst. So if you're on a date and someone reacts a bit weird to something you say or doesn't say anything, you might instantly start thinking bad thoughts like, oh, this person is going to reject me. I need to reject them first, or I need to just leave so that I don't get rejected. I really can feel with the Devil here that there's a lot of weight on you because of previous rejections. And again, if you don't talk about it and release it, you're not going to be able to deal better with rejection. Because that's our whole goal, to be able to go for things and then not be scared. To not be scared to make mistakes, not be scared to try stuff out. And of course, here with the Star and the Hierophant, having a positive outlook. It feels like the exact opposite, by the way. We have the Devil, like the one who lives in the lowest part, and the Star that's in the sky, that's shining. The having faith, having hope. So having a positive outlook, and also growing up in a way. Growing up and learning. Accepting it as a learning experience. No matter how many times you get rejected, you're learning about something. You're learning something every single time you get rejected. So again, don't take it as a bad thing. Take it as a positive, actually, as an experience. Like, oh, this time that I got rejected, I learned this. And again, coming back to what I said at the start, if you do get rejected, maybe ask why, so that you can get the other person's opinion. It's so important to know why you were rejected, so that you can do better if you wanted to. And again, that is the learning experience. We have here gold at the end of the rainbow. And that really kind of cements that feeling of learning. Learning, because at the end of this rainbow, there is gold, and the journey might be long and strenuous. I mean, rainbows occur when there's rain, and most people don't really like rain. And most people don't really like getting rejected. But it needs to happen so that the rainbow occurs and we can see it. So you have to go through that period of sadness, of rejection, to get to the end, the gold at the end of the rainbow, to see the beautiful rainbow as well. It's part of what you came here to learn. It's part of what you came here to do. Maybe your home, some of your home, part of your mission here is to learn how to deal better with rejection. It's completely possible. Would not be surprised. We have the void here. Stop, embrace winter and great cosmic womb. So when you do get rejected, just take some time to think through it. And don't immediately start thinking bad thoughts. Ask yourself, ask the other person if you can, ask yourself, what could have gone better? What did I learn here? And just relax. Just take your time. And ask yourself also, why did I get rejected? Things happen for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. I applied for a university in one country, got rejected, and I thought the world was ending because of that. My world was ending because I got rejected, and I was embarrassed. I was very embarrassed, and I thought, I'm just going to wait and apply again next year. But I ended up applying to another country, and I got accepted there. And that's where I was supposed to go. I was clearly not supposed to go to the other place. And even though it felt like the end of the world then, and it felt like I was, going from, trying to get into a really good place, I just went into like a good one. So I could have gone to a better place, yeah, but that place wasn't for me. So why did you get rejected? Why is it not for you? And what else is better for you that's out there? And you got the love, Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries. That is really interesting. And even though we're talking about love here, of course, the big message with this card is to have more self-love for yourself and not beat yourself up about being rejected. Keep the love within yourself. Keep the love for the people who rejected you as well. Again, if you get rejected, then it's not for you. That doesn't mean we should be hating whoever rejected you or hating ourselves for getting rejected. But there's also something here about codependency and boundaries. And like I was saying, I feel like there's a bit of a rushing thing. You rush into things, and that makes you have expectations. And maybe some of you might have some codependency issues or trouble setting boundaries as well. So that is definitely something to work on if you feel that, you're being called out right now. Whoever feels like that. Let's see the next card here. We have the Andromeda energy card. Jump in. Jump right in. Some of that rushing, that energy is not bad. It's just that it needs to be used at the right time. And for you, it can be used at the right time to just go into something else. If you get rejected from one thing, just like me, if you get rejected from one place, don't just wait around. Try something new. Try something else that you also feel like, okay, maybe I should try out this thing, random thing. Didn't think it was the best for me, but maybe I'll try it out. And then it turns out to be one of the best things that happens in your life. So try stuff out and don't let the fear of rejection get you down, because I do feel like you guys definitely have a fear of rejection, and definitely limit yourselves sometimes with what you're doing and experiencing, because you're just scared of getting rejected in some kind of way by people, by jobs, or in whatever kind of way. Even animals can reject you. If you try to pet a cat but it doesn't let you pet it, that's still a form of being rejected. And then you might think, oh, I'm never going to try to pet any cat because they just don't let me pet them. But you got to go for it sometimes. Gotta see how it works. Maybe some other cat will let you pet it. We also have the white eagle here, ancestor spirit. Connect with your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed right now. So clearly this fear of rejection is not coming from you. You might feel like your whole life you've been scared of rejection, and that would be a possibility because it's passed down from your ancestors. It's ancestral trauma that has been passed down, and you might notice it in your families as well. The other people in your family are also very scared of being rejected. Maybe talking to them about it, you might find out that they were rejected a lot as well, and that's why you might be so scared. So healing this and being able to work with this will really not just help you, but your whole family, your whole lineage. We also have unicorn portal. Focus your light and listen for a message. This one is an interesting card. I do kind of wonder why it came out. And there's something here about staying focused. If you want something, stay focused. Focus on it. And you have a higher chance of receiving it. But if you're scared and thinking, oh, but what if I get rejected? Well, you're not focused on getting that thing. Let's say it's a job. If you're thinking, oh, I'm going to get rejected, I'm not good enough. Well, of course you're not going to get in. You should be expecting good things. There's nothing good comes from expecting bad things. You should hope for the best. Not expect, but hope for the best. And there's definitely something here about portals as well for some of you. And the number 8 and infinity. But this is like a different kind of message. You're being sent messages in different ways. I think what they're trying to say, I feel like some of your spirit guides are coming through for some of you, and they want you to know that they're showing you signs of what's right for you. So if you pay attention, you can see it. And don't be scared of getting rejected, because you're not going to get rejected from what's right for you. You will only get rejected from what's not right. So don't be scared. Jump in and go for whatever you're feeling. And the last card I have for you, group 1, is Earth Mother. Allow your heart to propel you to greater things than you have ever known. So let your heart, let love boost you forward. Let your own passions boost you forward and learn more and experience more. Don't keep yourself in a particular place, stuck in one place, because you're scared of being rejected. A lot of us, most of us, we don't move forward in life because we're scared someone is not gonna like us. Someone is going to say no to us in some kind of way, or just not like us. They're not gonna let us in the clique, let's say. Or even your own spiritual beliefs. A lot of people can reject that, and it can be scary talking about your own beliefs sometimes, because some people might completely reject your beliefs and hate you for it, which those people are clearly not for you if they do that. But yeah, group number 1, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Was it helpful? I hope it was. If you're interested in the personal reading, details of how you can contact me are down below in the description. Anyway, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Hello, group number 2. You guys picked the apple. That is an interesting card to come through here about how to deal with rejection. So I can see that your group is definitely going to be different from group number 1, because your feelings toward rejection correlate with your feelings towards death and beginning and endings. There is a fear of closure. Maybe not fear of closure, but yeah, fear of endings, fear of death, but fear of new beginnings as well. And that is very much connected to the fear of rejection too. So maybe you had some kind of trauma from when you were younger that made these very interconnected together. But I can definitely tell you that how you will be able to deal with rejection in an easier way is to remember the cycles of life. Beginnings, endings, they occur naturally, constantly, everywhere, to everyone, to everything. Nothing and no one will stay alive and exist forever. Nothing and no one. Everything has a beginning, everything has an end. At least that's how it works for us here in the 3D. So remember that, and when you come to terms with that and get some kind of closure for whatever you've dealt with, because there's some trauma there that definitely you've not had closure for. And it might be really, really old for some of you, really old. And you might even be thinking, no, I don't remember anything. You might start remembering in the next few days. You might start remembering somehow, getting some kind of snippets in some kind of way. Because there's something very deep down there that is kind of not allowing you to come to terms with the natural cycles and to come to terms with the fact that endings are inevitable. And sometimes things end sooner than we think. Things might not even start. I mean, you might get rejected from the beginning. You might get rejected a bit later on. And people don't always want to do aren't always going to say yes to you, for example. People aren't always going to like you. There's always going to be, just like there's always beginnings and endings, there's always going to be people who love you and people who don't like you that much. There's always going to be both of those, all of those kind of energies, basically. Let's take out here the tarot cards as well. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. With the Queen of Pentacles, I am definitely feeling that for you, very beneficial would be to ground yourself more. So grounding yourself, being more present, becoming more in touch with your feminine senses, becoming more present, more grounded, connecting with the earth, with the plants, with nature, seeing the cycles there again, seeing the death there, the birth then there. You know, flowers, they bloom, they become beautiful, and then they wilt and they die. And then maybe they come back again, or maybe not. Depends on the flower. But it's just the natural cycle of life. And honestly, that period that they're beautiful is so small compared to all of the other time. I mean, for example, the cherry blossoms, they bloom for like what, less than a month, and then all the other time of the year, nothing. But for that snippet of time, it's so beautiful and magical. And that's just how it is with people too. In relationships, you have the honeymoon phase where everything is magical and beautiful, but then, you gotta ground yourself, get real. Things aren't gonna stay perfect. You're gonna start noticing that neither of you are perfect, and quirks are gonna start clashing, and you're gonna have to work on it. And that's just a natural part of it. And naturally, you will feel rejected a bit at some point, by your partner, for example. They might not like the way you brush your teeth. Sounds crazy, but there's definitely out there. They might not like that, and you might start feeling rejected. Like, you don't like this part of me? If I'm that annoying, you must find other things annoying about me, you know? You're just gonna have to understand that, just like, no, none of the people that you see are perfect. You aren't either, and things will clash sometimes, and it is what it is. But you gotta stay grounded. You gotta stay present, and that is how you'll be able to overcome it more easily. Just knowing who you are, knowing yourself, gives you that power. It's like taking that the wand, like the queen or the king, and taking the wand, and like, it's like a scepter, and being in your power. It's like being in your full power, because you know yourself. You know the good parts about you, the bad parts about you, the quirky things about you, and you're okay with that. And you know, if the problem is with a partner, you should be ready to, you know, stand grounded with some things, but also make some kind of change sometimes, so that you can build a good life together. But still knowing yourself and knowing what is real, being true. For some reason, I'm getting that, like, Pisces moon energy, where Pisces moon people kind of live in an illusion sometimes, and because they just would rather live in their fantasy life than accept reality. And then unfortunately, reality does hit, and they don't usually like to deal with it, because fantasy life is much better, isn't it? But you gotta be real, and you gotta be present, and you gotta stand in your power, and know that, yeah, this is me, and, you know, that's it. I have great parts about me, but also shit parts about me, and just like everybody else. And here with the King of Swords, we also have this king of the mind and the communication. So not only becoming very grounded, but it feels like being very stable in the earth, but also stable in the mind. So that stability in mind and matter, and it really creates a beautiful kind of energy that you can embody. You can definitely embody, where you are very present, very intelligent, and it really feels like there's something about using words. I feel like some of you are probably really good at manipulating as well. Not sure if you know that about yourself, but I think you need to be careful sometimes about how you use your words, because you can definitely very easily manipulate people. And with the Wheel of Fortune here, definitely turning over. I mean, we have the clock here, this clock here underneath the King of Swords too. Definitely turning the wheel. Again, that wheel has a beginning and an ending. Yeah, the beginning and at the end, they're actually, you know, kind of the same, but it has like an up and a down, and it's constantly going in the cycle. But even though it's kind of different, like, it begins and it ends, begins and it ends, begins, ends. To have the beginning from here, the ending has to be over here. So you're constantly in this cycle. And it really feels like it is about tuning yourself more to the cycles, but also about it's like turning over a new leaf in your head and starting to think differently. I feel like this reading is kind of all over the place. I don't know why. It's definitely different from group number 1. We have here the Restoration card. So this is the 9-tailed fox, and Kitsune, Kumiko. This one is an interesting one. Again, we're talking about illusions. So the nine-tailed fox turns itself usually into a beautiful woman to lure in men. So what illusion have you been living in? Are you the one turning yourself into something that you're not? Or are you around people and things that look like there's something better or something worse? So what are you scared of losing? And what have you lost? What have you been rejected by, for, or by who? Because you might think, yeah, my really good friend rejected me. I felt really rejected the way they acted. But were they really a really good friend, or were they just pretending? You really have to be more vigilant and open your eyes to things, not just to yourself and how you act, but also the people around you and the situations. Again, are you living in an illusion? Are you making things kind of making things up? Like, you know half of the story and then you make up the other half. And usually we make up the other half to be better or way worse. There's never a middle. Like, we're never like, oh yeah, it's just okay. No, it's either awful or it's amazing. So what illusion are you living in? You're the only one who can answer that for yourself. We also have words don't follow. Pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. Again, with the Queen of Pentacles and King of Swords, it makes sense. Be a leader. You're a leader, so things are changing. You're changing things in some kind of way. Definitely fixing some kind of cycle. It really feels like what you're scared of and what your problem is, that maybe this thing that you feel like you need to do or want to do, or whatever it is, that you might get rejected for it, or you've already been rejected for. It's something that is very unique, that is kind of new earth energy, and not many people will accept it. So again, you need to be present and like stand your ground. Pick up your pick up your wand and just be yourself. If you want to be a wizard, be a wizard. If you want to be a queen or a king, be a queen or a king. But pick that wand or scepter up and just be you and own your shit. Again, your good side, your bad side, they all exist. You're a human, you're not perfect. It's like you can't expect perfection from anyone. That's the worst thing that someone can do. We also have here Shiva with transcendence. Rise up, honor your inner force, steps are being given, and dance with the universe. So again, a lot about steps here. So steps, follow, going forward, moving forward. It's your time to move forward. You've been stuck for a while because of these fears that you have relating rejection, relating the cycles of life, relating endings. So you need to deal with that so that you can move forward and dance and have fun and enjoy what life has in store for you. Because if you don't release this and deal with these issues right now, you won't be able to enjoy what will come to your life soon in the future. We also have Freya here with phases and cycles. Again, just a confirmation. There is a beginning with every ending. Illusions are being revealed and released. This is like a double confirmation card, and I am absolutely shocked by it. Like, shocked. Again, the phases and the cycles, but also talking about the illusions. What illusion are you living in? What has been hidden to you? Or what did you hide from yourself? And what cycle do you want to break free from? Because I'm sure there's some kind of cycle there that you're stuck in, that you want to get out of. And you can easily do it if you just release these fears. We also have ascension flames, merge with light, ignite keys and codes. This is an interesting card to come through here. Kind of confused slightly by why it's coming through. So let's think about it. Let's see what comes through about this. Igniting. There's something about igniting. Again, with the Ace of Wands, picking up that scepter, picking up that wand, igniting that within you, igniting the fire that, again, you know who you are. You know what you need to do. So you just go and unapologetically do it. You might get rejected 100, 1,000 times, but you know that you're here to do that thing. So damn it, you're going to keep going. And at some point, the right person will come and they will not reject you. And you will finally get, it's like that redemption arc. Or I don't even know if the redemption arc is actually the right term. It's more like finally the happy ending. Or things start going well. But this is learning and going through this is definitely part of your ascension journey. So once you get through these issues with the rejection and with the cycles, you'll be able to just get to a much higher level. Like there's something about tapping into 4D and 5D and seeing more of that as well. Maybe some of your psychic abilities will grow. You'll definitely start seeing differences once you start working on these things. You don't even have to be completely done with working on it. You just have to start working on it. We also have pure intention. Find clarity and surrender your ego. So our egos, sometimes they can hold on to some things. And again, there's that fear of being rejected, and that embarrassment from being rejected. That's the ego. The ego is embarrassed that it's rejected, and the ego doesn't want to start something new. The ego just would rather stay here where it feels safe and comfortable, and it doesn't want to be honest with itself that it's lying to itself. It doesn't want to be honest with itself because, again, it's more comfortable here. It's like, here I feel used to this. I'm used to this, everything here is beautiful and fun. Just exactly that kind of Pisces moon energy. Oh, this is like beautiful. Why would you ruin my fantasy? But you gotta let go of that and find clarity. Release the illusion and find clarity. And the last card I have for you is Evening Dreams. There's a lot of moons here. So working with the moon and the cycles of the moon will be very important. Check out what position the moon is in right now when you're watching this, what sign it is in, and what does that mean for you. Definitely look at that. It's very important for you. You possess the power to do much when you work in truth. So again, being honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with others. And what are you lying to yourself about? What have you been ignoring? What trauma is there deep down that you've hidden from yourself for years? And how can you work through things? By, again, letting go of your ego and allowing yourself to move forward. Group number 2, I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this reading. And if you enjoyed it and would like a personal reading, details of how you can contact me are down below in the description. Anyway, I hope you have an amazing day or night. And I hope I see you in my next video. Bye. Group number 3. Hi, you picked the ragwort, and that is an interesting card to come through. The literal message from this card is that you are getting tangled up in some weeds that are your regrets and all of the rejections from the past, all of the regrets from there, all of the grief, all of that. You're getting tangled up in it, not dealing with it. And I don't blame you. I feel like most people just don't know how to deal with it. I mean, do I know how to deal with it? I don't know. Probably not. Who knows how to deal with it? I mean, you just need to embrace it and move on. That is the message of the card. Learn how to embrace these feelings and move on. Because all of these things that happened in the past, they happened in the past. Whether you did something different, it doesn't mean things would have been super different for you. And it doesn't mean it would have been better as well. You never know what could happen. Sometimes you might think, oh, I missed something super important. If only I left a few minutes earlier and drove there a bit earlier, I wouldn't have missed it. But what if you left a few minutes earlier and then there was some kind of crash and then you got injured for life? You know, sometimes things happen for a reason, and you have to roll with what you've done and learn how to regret nothing. None of your choices, nothing of what happened to you. All of the times you were rejected, don't let them bring you down. Just because you got rejected by so many people in so many different ways doesn't mean that every single human on the planet is gonna reject you. But I feel this really negative energy inside you because of all of this rejection. I kind of have this feeling that some of you might feel like you're introverts, for example, because you don't particularly like going and socializing with people. But honestly, I think you're kind of lying to yourselves, because you're probably very extroverted. It's just that you're scared because of all of the bad experiences that you had in the past and all of the rejections that you experienced. And I'm not just talking about being rejected like from a crush, them saying no to you. Rejection like someone rejecting your ideas, or not letting you into a group, or singling you out in some kind of way. All of these are types of rejection that you probably experienced a lot, and you never properly dealt with it. And that's why there's so much darkness there. It's tripping you up. It's not letting you move forward. It's not letting you make meaningful connections. I feel like for you guys, it's a lot about connections with people. And you can't properly make connections with them because of all of these weeds inside you, inside your heart, that are just stopping you. Let's see what tarot cards came through so we can get more information about how you can deal with this. Because yeah, it's so easy to say, you just gotta embrace it and move forward. But it's hard to do, isn't it? So we have the Death, the King of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Strength. So definitely a lot of emotions here. Very emotional group. Very, very, very emotional group you guys are. And you need to really dive deeper into your own emotions. This will really come, though, if you finally allow yourself to embrace change, because you know that you can do this. You know very well you're capable of dealing with these emotions. You just don't want to because it's convenient like this. And you'd rather, stay with the weeds than go and, I guess, weed them out, clean them up. But it's time to do that, and it's time to commit to that. Commit and move forward, because again, you have the power to do that. The King of Cups coming out here for you means that you are actually very emotionally mature and capable. It's just that you need to allow yourself to work with these emotions, and you guys are very closed off. From what I can feel. It kind of, with the Ace of Cups, it really seems that what you need is just a lot of love. Water yourself, water your garden, water your ice cream. Put syrup on your ice cream with some love. Make that love syrup and pour it all over yourself because you need it. And with the strength here as well, like decorating this and making it beautiful and with love. There's that feeling of using love, somehow showing yourself love. And for some of you, this will literally come with pampering yourself physically in some kind of way, giving yourself massages and taking time while you're doing that, or doing some yoga, something like that, where you can really connect with yourself in your heart, like internally, but also physically, and show yourself proper love and care. Show yourself proper love and care when you're feeling sad. Write down what you're sad about or whatever you're feeling. Start doing these kinds of things. They're not a waste of time. This is how you show yourself love. This is how you show yourself support. This is how you can support yourself. And again, you know very well that you can do this. I don't need to tell you, but you prefer not to do it because in a way it's easier. It's easier to stay where you're at than to change. But it hurts more, doesn't it? We also have here naughty, naughty. So again, that kind of energy of allowing yourself to play, giving yourself love, and allowing yourself to play, to have fun. Let yourself be naughty from time to time. Don't be super strict with yourself. Show yourself proper love. I feel like there's a strictness and a feeling of not wanting to change, because what if you change for the worse? Or what if it doesn't work out? And something here about playing pranks as well, getting in touch with your child self, with your inner child. It's your inner child that suffered the most from rejection, and it's your inner child that has all of this darkness in it because of this rejection. So it's tapping into that and showing it love, the way that it wants this love. So when you were a kid, what did you love doing? What did you really want? Buy it for yourself. Do what you love doing. Have fun, enjoy, so that you can show yourself love in this way. Pour the water and the love into your cup and fill it. Because if you don't fill your own cup, no one else is gonna fill it. We also have manifest your dreams. So again, this kind of feeling of what did you want when you were younger? Make it happen. You can easily. You can do it, and you know you can. And don't let the fear of rejection stop you from creating your dreams. I mean, speaking from experience even, my fears of rejection really don't allow me to be myself fully, even now. You would think, I've worked through this, but no. Of course, the fear of rejection is strong, especially when you've gotten rejected so many times. And now I'm wondering, is this my group? So yeah, group 3, rejoice in knowing that I am part of your group. And yeah, it makes sense. Focus on what you want to do and what you want to create, and then all of these fears that you have and all of these things that are stopping you, they're not going to seem as important. If you came here to, let's say your mission is here to help people and change the world, how are you going to change it if you're too scared to act because of the fear of rejection? Which is more important, your fear and staying where you're at right now, staying comfortable, or changing the world and helping people? Uncord relationships, let go, and forgiveness is freedom. So forgiving the people who rejected you in the past, that is such an important step of all of this. literally going through maybe one evening or whenever you feel like it, and going through the names of every single person who in some way hurt you, rejected you, made you feel bad, going through them and saying that you forgive them. I forgive you. I forgive you for doing whatever. Forgive you. And forgive yourself as well. Let go. There's definitely some cord cutting there needed. Literally, Uncord Relationships card means that you might want to consider doing some meditations where you cut some cords with people, because again, there's a lot of things from the past still holding you back, and those are super deep, super deep. You gotta allow your heart to open so that you can get to that deep part. And again, you guys know how to do it. You just don't really want to. Relatable. We also have Bridget here with Inner Strength. So we have the Strength card and Inner Strength here. Really beautiful combo. But again, I don't need to say it again. You know how to do it. You know the power that you hold. You know that your mind is powerful, that you can probably snap your finger and instantly release all of this and move forward, but you still doubt it. There's a part of you that doubts it. And I think the part of you that doubts it is so big, and it's inflated by all of your past trauma, by all of your past experiences where you were rejected, people put you down, people told you that you can't do something. They made you feel like you can't do it. They made you feel like you're not as good as you are. But you are. You're amazing. And you can do anything that you set your mind to. You know that. So recognize that in yourself. And all of the trials and tribulations that you've been through. Recognize all of those too. We have Jesus here. Forgiveness. Another card about forgiveness. Not surprising. What a nice confirmation. You're on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. So it's possible that for some of you, this came from your father, like some kind of trauma from the father specifically, in some kind of way you felt rejected by him. Maybe he didn't give you enough attention, and that made you feel like you're not lovable, or that, you need to chase attention from other people. Or maybe that no one will give you attention because, if your dad didn't, then who else would be interested in you? So not even worth trying. But that's wrong. Forgive. Allow yourself to forgive. For some of you, it might even be coming from your father's line, like your father or someone in that line was also rejected. I mean, all of us get rejected. It just depends how we take it and how we deal with it. And clearly, we are not dealing with it very well. You, group number 3, have just put it away somewhere deep down, and it's brewing. It's brewing, and it's keeping you down. It's keeping you down. So you need to release it. And forgiveness, again, is part of it. We also have loosen your grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, and let God in. So again, we are not letting ourselves move forward. So we kind of force ourselves to stay where we are. And it's tiring sometimes because you're gripping tightly so that you don't move anywhere. No forward, backward, left, right. No. If you grip tight enough, you might not move ever. But that's not what you need to do. What you need to do is let go. Let go, let yourself fall, and see what happens. And don't let yourself get into negative coping mechanisms. Because when you're gripping tightly, you're still moving. you're having an illusion, getting the illusion of not moving forward or anywhere. You're still moving though. You're constantly moving. I mean, all of our cells are constantly vibrating. Everything is constantly moving, even though we can't perceive it. So, because of that, you go to different kind of addictions and coping mechanisms to help you deal with that. Help you deal with the fact that you're not actually in control. You're not actually gripping and staying where you are. That things are actually moving in a certain way, and it's probably not the way you want them to move because you're trying so hard to keep it from moving. So because of that, we turn to different coping mechanisms. Some people get into different addictions. But again, be conscious of your choices of what you do, and don't let yourself fall into negativity. Just release, let go. And you'll see how easy it will be, how easy everything will be if you just let go. If you just let go of the fear, it's so easy. Everything runs smoothly. But when you're scared and when you're wondering, thinking, oh my God, how am I going to do this? And what if I get rejected? And what if this or that? Or you're constantly trying to control. But when you release the control, when you release and just let go, things just work out. You'll notice that yourself. The last card I have for you, Group 3, is Guardian Angel of Winter. Your time is often taken up with problems that belong to others. Use your wisdom and the angelic energy to prioritize your own needs. There was a particular energy I was feeling from the beginning, and I didn't mention it yet, but now that this card comes through, I feel like I need to mention it. I have this feeling that you guys like to focus on other people instead of yourself. When you have some kind of issue you know you should be dealing with, you would prefer to go and try to help someone else. And a lot of times, other people might reject your help. And, you might wonder, why are they rejecting my help? I'm literally trying to offer them and help them with whatever they are dealing with. But that's not what you need to do. You need to work on yourself. Don't think about the problem of others. Think about your own problems. Fix your own life first. Don't think about what's happening on the other side of the world. What's happening in your life? How's that going? How's that fear of rejection? Still not worked through yet? Then let's start working on it. How are we going to make a better world if you have a fear of rejection? We're not. That's how. Because that fear of rejection keeps you from moving forward and actually trying to help anyone. With the actual things that you need to help people with. Not with what you're kind of, it's kind of like a coping mechanism where you go and try to fix someone else's life when you should really be fixing your own. And of course, they're going to reject you because they might not be ready to fix that part of themselves. But also, you're not the person that needs to be telling them that. You're not the person who needs to be teaching them that, and it's not the right time. So again, focus on yourself. Focus on you. And know that you're always guided and protected. So just loosen that grip and let go. And have some fun in life. Damn, Group 3, have some fun in life. Let go. And make that inner child happy. Group 3, I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it in some kind of way. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it. And if you're interested in the personal reading, details of how you can contact me are down below in the description. Anyway, I hope you have an amazing day or night whenever you're watching this. And yeah, love you, and I hope I see you in my next video. Bye!